This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Do you ever want to dress in a cute, layered, vampy aesthetic like those vampirecore outfits you see all over Pinterest? But wait, it's July, and how do I do that without simply melting into a puddle of agony and black nail polish? Let's see what the temperature out here is today. 93 degrees. And folks, this is a humid heat. This is the problem that I was faced with a few months ago, and what has ultimately caused me to lean into more of a hippie whimsigoth style this summer.
Us defrosting into their hippie form for summer.
But I still want to challenge myself to find some different ways to wear my vampy style in warmer weather, even though I do have an alternative. And when I asked you guys if you'd want to see me do something like this, the answer was an overwhelming yes. That poll was like literally 2 months ago. Sorry. But it's finally happening now. And it's mostly happening now because the project that I was going to do this week is taking me a little bit longer than I expected, so I needed something else. And if you're wondering why I'm speaking into a headset mic, it's because my lav mic broke on me randomly this week for absolutely no reason, but I've already ordered a new one, so I just want to interject. Thank you as always to the patrons, because that is all possible because of you. Let's get on with it.
So the outfits I'm styling today will all generally fall under the vampirecore umbrella, but will also incorporate elements from other styles like goth, punk, and whimsigoth. This is very much my own interpretation of the style based on what I personally find comfortable to wear, but vampirecore as a whole is mostly focused on black, white, and red as a color scheme, and some clothing staples are oversized frilly shirts, corsets, long mermaid skirts, waistcoats, vests, and other formal wear styled in a casual way. Common materials are lace, leather, velvet, linen, satin, and sheers, and there are also a lot of historically inspired trims and clothing details, specifically coming from the Victorian period, and I also see some silhouettes inspired by the late 18th century too. Since the color scheme can be pretty simple, there's a lot of emphasis on silhouette, contrasting textures, and layering to create visual interest, and this aesthetic also relies heavily on accessorizing. So this week, I am challenging myself to style 10 or so outfits with that kind of vampiric, hex girl sort of edge that I can go outside in, and you can go outside in without burning up the way that the characters did in Interview with a Vampire. Very sad. We don't want that. And the first outfit is what I'm wearing now. This first one is a very basic tank top and shorts, but there's a couple of things that I think elevate it to be more along the lines of a themed outfit. First of all, we have the color scheme. My color scheme for basically all of these outfits is red, black, and white, with reds varying from cherry to wine red, and I feel like that immediately communicates the gothic aesthetic. But then we also have contrasting textures, an edgier texture on the bottom with black leather, and a softer, more femme fatale texture on the top with red velvet. All this is brought together with my matching burgundy Doc Martens, my scorpion necklace, cross earrings, and red sunglasses. And for a little more movement, I also like to add a matching button up to an outfit like this. It can be a black one, a red one with an appropriately spooky pattern, or a white one to give it more of a business casual look. And I also like to tie these up sometimes for a more dramatic silhouette.
I love this first outfit. I have worn it many times, and I will continue to wear it again. I would give it probably a 2 on the comfortability scale without something over it, and a 3 with something over it, and that's a comfortability scale with the low end being good. We don't want to have too many chili peppers, otherwise it's a hot recipe, and we want to be hot, but we don't want to be sweating. So do I think that it accomplishes the prompt? I would say yes. In like more of a casual, subtle way. That is what I was going for, so thumbs up there. And I think I've already answered this, but I would definitely wear this again. So as a side note, because I know people are going to be asking, my wardrobe is pretty much 100% thrifted or things that I made myself, so I can't exactly tell you where I got an item so that you can get the same thing. The best advice that I have to you is to go to the thrift store or go to other secondhand shops and try to find similar items. So if you want to make something similar, you can take the general construction of an outfit and find similar items and then put something similar together yourself. The only things that I know where they're from for the most part are secondhand from Forever 21 and Shein, and I'm not going to recommend those brands to you guys. Go to the thrift store. You never know what you're going to find. You know what I found at the thrift store one day? These shorts. But before we get into the next outfit, if you're an online creator, you need a website or portfolio to cultivate your online presence, and you can make one with this video's sponsor, Squarespace. I know very little about actual graphic design, and I'm really intimidated anytime I have to do it. So the fact that you can choose from dozens of beautiful pre-designed templates and customize them to your liking is really appealing to me? You know what else is appealing to me? The way that tools like automatic image scaling allow me to simply upload my portfolio pieces and click a button and all the gallery arranging is done for me without any issues. Squarespace basically does the heavy lifting of web design for you, so you can focus on the personal branding stuff like logos, colors, text, and the actual body of your site. Not only do they have starter templates for every kind of individual website page you could possibly need, but you can also embed media on those pages with audio, video, and image blocks to make your site more interactive. But say it with me, folks, Squarespace isn't just a website builder, it's an all-in-one platform for all of your website needs. They also offer an e-commerce platform with all the features you could possibly need to sell your goods. I link mine to a print-on-demand service for more sustainable printing, and that is just one example of Squarespace's connectivity with other platforms. You can also link your Squarespace account to your social medias and generate newsletters via email. They also offer analytics tools for every facet of your website so you can better understand your audience and what appeals to them. So if you want to start building your brand and online presence, head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/pricklyalpaca to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it.
I'm a Hex Girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you.
The second outfit is a cropped bustier tank top and a midi tulle skirt with a floral detail on the bottom. I also layered my little corset vest over the bustier and put my hair in pigtails similar to Dusk from the Hex Girls. I kept my Doc Martens, cross earrings, and scorpion necklace, but added a little bit more clutter jewelry, and of course it wouldn't be complete without my red sunglasses. I also added a fanny pack with a fun red pattern for more visual interest around my hips, and to add a little more interest and more of an effortless look overall, I added a black button-up. Once again, even though the color palette is simple, the focus is more on texture and detail. The material of the tops are a little more formal and sleek, but the bottom is flowy and feminine, and the floral embroidery adds some subtle detail. And a button-up also adds a bit more flowiness and softens the look overall. I also darkened my makeup on this one for a little more edge, and I just adore this look and hairstyle. I think that it is so much fun.
This outfit is so cute. It's not exactly my typical style, but I feel like I am leaning this way just because it is so very much. The aesthetic of this video continues to be more and more on brand. So on the comfortability scale, I think that I would give this maybe a 3 without having some kind of a button up over it because it is a long skirt and I don't know, there's some layering happening. With a button up, probably more around a 4. So not the coolest possible outfit, but we're still under 5 on the comfortability scale. I'm comfortable wearing it even in the middle of the day whenever it's like hot outside and the sun is glaring down. So I think this is a very wearable summer outfit. But does it accomplish the prompt? Well, I think that it more or less does, but it does stray a little bit more into like punk-ish territory. It has more of just a like all black edge to it rather than being, you know, specifically reminiscent of a vampire in any way, but I think that that's okay. I look like a Hex Girl whenever I'm wearing it, and that's really the most important thing to me. And finally, would I wear it again? Well, I've worn it before, so I technically am wearing it again right now.
For the next one, I kept my bustier tank top but added a black vest over it that I altered myself to have a more flattering fit, and I paired that with some grid patterned straight leg pants with a mid-rise and accessorized with a black belt. I kept the hair, boots, and jewelry from the previous look and generally kept it simple. Once again, this outfit plays with texture and the expectations of formal wear with a vest and a business casual pant being worn in a comfortable, casual way. This outfit can also be easily made more gender neutral with a less fitted vest and some tweaks to the overall styling.
This is unexpected. A little bit of a mid-2000s moment. Maybe not something that I would go for most of the time, but I do really enjoy it. I especially enjoy the hints to like more of a historical Victorian influence because we've got like a menswear vest that's very tailored, similar to the women's wear vests in the like late 18th century. And then we have a straight leg grid patterned pant, which I also find to be pretty darn Victorian. So I would say that it has ample but subtle vampirecore influences. On the comfortability scale, it's very ventilating up top, but hey, it's pants. You just have to appreciate that in the South, you're going to have swampy legs all day, and I think that that's okay. So I'm going to give it a 4 for me personally because I'm used to feeling swampy, and I have not worn this outfit before, but I would absolutely wear it again. It is very cute.
For this one, I put on an adorable ruched mini dress with tiny sheer puff sleeves and added some thigh highs and paired that with my chunky loafers and kept the styling simple with my hair clipped back on the sides and just my scorpion necklace and matching red earrings. This on its own is an adorable vampy outfit, but to make it feel just a little more casual, I also paired it with an oversized red button-up, which gave it a little bit more movement and fun. This dress is also a little shorter in the back than what I'm comfortable with, so having a longer layer makes me personally feel more secure. But if I'm feeling a little spicy and want to add more of a defined silhouette, this is also really cute with the red shirt tied up over it. It makes it feel a little more formal and styled, but in a casual way. You know, in a going out with friends way rather than a business event kind of way. I love the shawl-like silhouette that this creates, and I also feel very Mothman chic whenever I add my sunglasses onto this look.
So this outfit, not at all unexpected for me. It's a cute ruched dress. It's black. It's a little bit lacy. This, without the button-up, is a textbook Kira outfit, but adding the button-up just adds a little bit more fun. It adds more of that vampirecore color palette that I had established, and it makes it feel a little bit more casual, where wearing a dress to like a very casual place, at least where I live, makes me feel pretty dressed up. So on the comfortability scale, like, hey, it's got thigh highs, it's a tight dress, it's probably a 3 without the button-up and a 4 with the button-up. This is more of like an evening wear look, at least as far as I'm concerned. I have almost worn this outfit before. I would wear this again, and a tight lacy dress is more or less a pinnacle of the vampirecore style, so even though it has a button-up, which makes it a little bit more subversive, I would say that we're on brand for this aesthetic.
For this next one, I kept the big shirt, socks, and shoes, but ditched the dress for a more gender-neutral look. I buttoned one button on the shirt with a bralette underneath with an exposed midriff and added some black denim shorts. And to break up the silhouette and add some form, I draped my red fanny pack across my body and clipped my hair into a more subdued style for some androgyny. If you don't want to show so much stomach, this look is also cute with the shirt tied up, buttoned almost all the way closed, or half tucked in. Either way, the swooshiness of this shirt offers ample ventilation for the summertime.
This outfit is kind of completely unexpected for me, but I've gotta say, it's pretty darn cute and it's extremely comfortable. On the comfortability scale, I would give this a solid 2. Very ventilating and breezy. But is it on brand for our aesthetic? I would say that that's a little bit more of a reach. I think that you could argue that some kind of vampire character would wear this, but I don't know if it really falls along the lines of vampirecore. But I think you could coin this kind of look more so like casual vampire. It still has a lot of exposed skin and that edge to it, and the color scheme just kind of fits, so I think that it is very subtly there. But would I wear this again? I think that I actually would.
This outfit leans back into femme territory with me trying to style a red cocktail dress that gives me definite vampire vibes, but styled in a more casual way. It's again a little shorter on the bottom with the asymmetrical hem, so I added a red plaid skirt on top of it, my black corset vest, and that red burgundy button up on top with only the top button buttoned to create an interesting half-open silhouette. I kept the hair, shoes, and accessories from the previous look, and I really like the punk vampire vibe this outfit is giving off. This definitely feels like something that would appear in a cartoon character's wardrobe from a show in the mid-2000s.
So this one I wasn't entirely sure about at first just because of all of the clashing reds, but I actually really like it whenever I look back at the footage. I think that this overall is something that I would wear again, and I really like the overall silhouette that the styling of the button-up shirt gives. On the comfortability scale, it's a little bit warmer, but it's not too bad. I think I would give it about a 3. But is it on brand for our aesthetic? Well, it doesn't incorporate a lot of the staples of vampirecore, but I think it does have a certain edge to it that makes it lean into that direction. Once again, similar to the last couple of outfits, I think it's vampirecore meets like more of a punk sensibility, which is honestly certainly more my instinct whenever I dress myself. So I think with all of the styling, specifically the corset and the accessories, it does get there even if it's a little bit looser. So I haven't worn this before, but I would wear it again.
Just like the wide-winged dove.
For this next one, I paired my red velvet top from earlier with a long black ruched skirt, the raven corset I made in my vampiric corsets video, the burgundy poofy sleeves from my Valentine's dress, and a little vintage 80s gold fleek vest I got as a hand-me-down from my mom. I kept the chunky loafers and crew socks and once again put my hair in clips for this, and further accessorized with my celestial moon and star earrings and a beautiful red pendant necklace that's a family heirloom from my late grandmother. This outfit incorporates more whimsy goth elements and plays with a little more color color and texture by introducing sheer, lace, and ruched details. It also plays with a more subdued, timeless color palette with the burgundy and gold, which definitely gives this outfit more of a vintage feeling.
Okay, this outfit is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, because I feel like this kind of look is the pinnacle of more of like whimsigoth meets vampirecore, which is my city. I love that. This outfit does feel a little bit like cheating just because I made several of the items and the other ones are a little bit more one of a kind, but take this as an example of if you find really good staple pieces, you can make the most unique outfits that are so much fun. Are people gonna maybe look at you a little weird? Yes, but you will be the best dressed in the room, trust me. So comfortability scale, I mean, long skirt, there's some long sleeves, even though they're sheers. I think that I would probably give this a 5, but I would probably slate this as more of like an evening wear outfit anyway. So for evening wear, which is when I filmed the footage for this, it's actually pretty comfortable. I didn't struggle too much, and as long as you're not in direct sun, I think you'd be okay. As vampires, we would not want to be in direct sun anyways. That's a death sentence. So I haven't worn this exact outfit before, but I have worn outfits like it. I've also kind of worn outfits like it out, like to museums and stuff, so it is surprisingly wearable.
For another equally whimsical outfit, I put my black bustier top back on, along with my knit thigh highs and faux leather shorts, and over it I broke out another item that I made myself, this long brocade corseted waistcoat, which admittedly does look very much like a nice Victorian chair, but in a cute way. I once again kept the same red pendant necklace and celestial earrings, but added a black combat boot, and this outfit feels like cheating a little bit because I made the main piece myself, and it would probably be difficult to find something like this, but you could honestly make one. It's not too difficult if you find a brocade fabric in the fabric section at your local thrift store, and I kind of already have a tutorial on the process, so go wild.
Alright, this one came as a complete surprise to me because whenever I made this piece, I fully expected to only be able to wear it to Ren fairs because it is very clearly rooted in like high fantasy, but surprisingly, I think it kind of works for a casual outfit. I absolutely love this. Now, would I wear it to the Walmart? Probably not, but if I was going to like an event where I knew other people would be dressed in a more alternative way, I would absolutely wear this. On the comfortability scale, it's got some thigh highs, but it's got free arms. I would give it like a 3. It's actually quite comfortable, and the swooshiness actually gives you some very nice ventilation. Falls more whimsy goth and a little bit of Renaissance even. Is this outfit on theme for this video? Well, to answer that question, I would like to point your attention to the title of the video where I made it. Yes, the material is a brocade, it's got corseted details, and this outfit does very much feel like a vampire undercover styled in a very casual way. So I haven't worn this before in this way, but I would wear it again in certain circumstances.
For the penultimate outfit, I kept the boots, thigh highs, leather shorts, and black bustier top, but swapped the long waistcoat out for a lightweight midi-length cardigan, and belted it by adding my corset vest on top. For accessories, I kept the red pendant, but added my cross earrings back in to complete the look, and I tried to belt the cardigan in such a way that the tails on the front would kind of resemble bat wings to add in some vampiric shape language. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, this is once again playing with texture, soft knit textures paired with an edgier texture with the leather shorts and boots, and honestly, soft and feminine elements paired with something that has a little bit more edge is a staple rule for my personal style and something that I've found to just work best on me personally.
So this was me attempting to style a bat-inspired outfit, and I actually really like it, and it's decently comfortable. Listen, I know it has long sleeves, but it's still not too bad. I would say that this is definitely more appropriate for like evening wear, so I think that I would give it like possibly a 4 or even a 5 on the comfortability scale. I think that I would wear this outfit in summer, but I definitely think that it's a little bit more of a fall outfit. I think that this definitely adheres to the prompt, what with the bat theme and the corsetry and the little draping details. And of course, I absolutely love the contrasting textures going on. So would I wear this again? Maybe not in the summer weather, but this fall, she's going in my rotation. For the final outfit, I tried to make an all-white ghostly ensemble, only to find I didn't own enough white garments to do that. So I said screw it and came up with something completely unserviceable instead. I put on my white slip dress as the base, layered my long full black circle skirt over that, layered a white button-up over that, and belted all of that with one of those Amazon corsets. I then added a cream silk bathrobe over everything and put some arm warmers over the bottom of the sleeves. Then I kept the jewelry but changed back in my chunky
chunky loafers, and the result is some unwearable, completely weather inappropriate fantasy nonsense. And I don't know what I was thinking whenever I styled it, but it's actually not so bad. But for the final outfit, appropriately enough, I think that we finally crossed over into the territory of too much, impractical, and not even in a fun way.
I'll be honest, this last one is just silly, and like I said, it's what happens whenever I fail to find enough white items in my wardrobe. And that's not for a lack of trying. I have been searching the thrift stores for white skirts and dresses, but like, I think that the Depop girlies are just buying that stuff up. Maybe now that cottagecore has calmed down a little bit, I can actually find something to achieve my dream Victorian ghost aesthetic. The whole idea behind this outfit was like dead Victorian ghost, but also me trying to emulate this winter outfit for more of like a summertime look, and it just did not work. Anyways, comfortability, it's an 8. Does it adhere to the prompt? I don't know. I don't even know what I would call this aesthetic. It's something, but it's definitely not vampirecore or whatever this is. Like, I think my initial response to this outfit was maybe a little bit too negative, but it's still certainly not wearable. I think you could wear it to like a Ren fair or something, but even then, like, what are you going for? I mostly included this so that you can see, hey, sometimes you go to style an outfit and you just don't have the pieces you need. Maybe you need to look around for something more specific, and it just doesn't turn out very well, and that's okay. It's all part of the experimentation process. So would I wear this again? No. And because I want to end this video on a high note after all of that, here are some honorable mentions. Some loosely vampirecore outfits that I did wear over the winter time that I really enjoyed wearing, that I will probably wear again this upcoming fall and winter season. And I hope that seeing any of this brings you some inspiration. This whole aesthetic, I think, is going to hold a special place in my heart, because before I kind of got into this and discovered it, I was in a real creative rut with my fashion sense. I was just trying things that didn't really work for me, and a lot of my clothes I just didn't feel like expressed myself very well. And I was just kind of down on the idea of fashion and not really dressing for myself because I didn't really have any direction that I wanted to go in. But whenever I started experimenting with this, it like sparked something in me, and I have felt very creatively alive ever since whenever it comes to the outfits that I choose for myself. So the moral of the story here is, if you are just kind of bored of your fashion and the way you dress, just, you know, mess around and find out. Indulge in an aesthetic that's like a little bit more out there and a little bit less practical, and see if it makes you happy. This is ridiculous. I'm self-aware about it. I know that dressing like a vampire at the ripe old age of 25 is an absurd thing to do, but it also makes me happy. So, I mean, who cares? I'm gonna do it. And barring, you know, workplace environments and places where, hey, you probably shouldn't dress completely weird because you might get in trouble, I think that you should dress however the heck you want that makes you happy too. I think that I articulated this better in my recording from last night, but that's gonna have to do.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you had a good time with this video. I know that it's a little different than some of the other content that I've been making. Rest assured, the costuming and character design content will not slow down. That is my main content, but I do want to pepper in one of these videos every now and then, especially whenever I don't have time to make something in 3 days. I also think that it's pretty constructive to take some of the stuff that I've made and see just how versatile it is, see what else I can do with it, because sometimes, honestly, it does take some brain work, sitting down and figuring out, what do I do with this now that I have it? Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, comment below. Let me know what you think of the format, and if you have any feedback for me. I'm sure there's improvements that can be made with this format, so by all means, let me know. But as always, the biggest thank you goes to all of my wonderful patrons, and especially my executive producers. Brian, Phoenix, Rose Draconi, Ira, Danny Tanga, Rose Koffrick, Freedom and Gus Gus, Francesca Sliwa, Small Creeper, Meg Litch, Kat, Dodo, Zyel S, Shaylee, Gray, The Cat's Bark, Alwyn Hayes, Thea Maia, Ruled by Pluto, Agent Sketchy, Wolven_Arts, Corvid Dome, Lovisa, Eloquent Silence, In the Galaxy, Enosign, Meeks Hunter, Megan Penland, India Gloom, Hypnos, Refmlings, Katie, Michael Twycross, Sweet Winter Garden, Gravity Drop, Bobo McFo, Will Schmidt, and Bean the Bread. If you would like to become a patron and gain access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content on my videos, the link will be in the description. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to finish up the actual project that I had planned for this week, and the only hint that I'm going to give you is this.